Over the Irish Nation for today's historic game at Croke Park in Dublin, the first regular season game ever played in the Republic.
Steelers Nation made a difference in the outcome.
Blitz coming by Patrick Queen, untouched.
Especially with Mike T talking about it, Art talking about it early in the week. They get back on story about it, and it just made you care that much more about the meaning of this game.
We had an agenda to go out there and win in a fashion that we can remember, and I think we just all was on the same page and went out there and gave our all.
Steeler Nation against the Dog Pound. Pre-game preview. Thought I'd share before tomorrow's game. There'll be times during copyright reasons that I cannot play the music.
There we go. That's what it was. Come on, he's there. The Steelers win the football game. Let's go. Come get it. You know what it is. This one is history books.
Steeler Nation, Steeler Nation. Going against the Dog Pound tomorrow.
For Lumber by Tomlin show, and Miss Matthews. The Steelers' early bye week not only gave players a chance to rest.
Cleveland Browns have not beat us at home.
It also gave fans a chance to sit back and relax.
Quite a long
watch
time.
The rest of the AFC North endure a rough weekend at the office. Let's welcome in Bob Pompiani, who's standing by with Coach Tomlin for more on his 3-1 Steelers and the trip to Ireland. Bob.
Hey, Missy, thanks very much. Good to be back with you, and Mike Tomlin is here, back from Ireland. Dublin, Ireland was a great trip. I know the wind capped it all off, but what was that experience like for you?
You know, it was surreal for me. First of all, I love to travel and to see places that I haven't seen before, particularly things in Europe, because we have no concept of what's old in America. And so I just appreciated that component of it, and the hospitality was top-notch. The facility that they housed us at was second to none.
Big game tomorrow.
The services provided and the people.
My Pittsburgh Steelers against Cleveland Browns.
It seemed to me like the ambassador was looking down on everything because the weather was great too the whole time.
It was beautiful, no doubt.
Let's talk about your run game, because that was beautiful when it comes to execution. You guys going up against a team that was 14-3 last year, a very good team. And yet you came out even without Jalen Warren, and you decided to run and, you know.
Recapping the game against Minnesota Vikings before they go into
Spencer Anderson. That was
talking about going against Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns and Dylan Gabriel.
In the direction that we would like it to. Certainly, I think our young offensive line group is coming together, and that's reasonable to expect with an accumulation of snaps. And so that was double thumbs up. But also, I think, you know, our ability to get off the field on defense and maybe convert some third downs on offense early on in the game really kind of highlighted that. I don't know if it was dramatic.
We're getting to hear directly from Coach Mike Tomlin.
I just had a feel over the course of the first month of the season that it was moving in the direction that it ended up in Dublin.
To enhance the run game, Darnell Washington got a lot of snaps over there, and he's very good at what he does. But that also meant limited snaps for both Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth. Is that something that's a week-to-week proposition based on the opposition?
No question. That's why we, you know, like diversity in our talent. We're talking a lot this week about Darnell and the significance of his role.
He gonna have to go against Myles Garrett tomorrow.
Cincinnati and of course Cleveland, and those guys that play the edge.
Myles Garrett is a beast.
Much bigger than outside linebackers, and so you need a tight end that's much bigger than 250 pounds to meet the.
We got to see who's gonna make the
match.
bigger difference, T.J. Watt or Myles Garrett for the defenses.
You'll probably see more of Darnell. That's why we went to Athens and drafted him. And I think he embraces that component of his role.
We also saw your version, I guess, of the tush push. Interesting play there with Connor Hayward being the guy. Why him, and, you know, what did it take to get that into your repertoire?
You know, it's just, you know, one less close quarter hit on Aaron, first and foremost. And, you know, Connor's...
Yeah, that was a crazy play right there.
And good in just about any situation that you put him in, whether it's offense or...
Aaron Rodgers just stood back and watched.
That's the story there.
Offensive line you mentioned.
Hey, who you think gonna win? Browns or the Steelers tomorrow? It's a 1 o'clock game in Pittsburgh.
What's been the big difference for those guys?
I just think it's a maturation process. And when I'm talking about maturation, I'm talking about individually and collectively. We got some young people up front, Zach Frazier, Mason McCormick, certainly Troy Fatano didn't get a chance to play a whole lot last year. And so whether you're looking at them individually or whether you're looking at them as a collective, I just think it's a maturation process that's happening. It certainly doesn't.
I just hope the Steelers don't take the Browns lightly.
But I feel the trajectory of it, and it needs to continue.
You kind of like one play, 80-yard drives taking 12 seconds too, right? That's always good to have.
I'll take a bunch of them.
What was the key to that play? Because to me, it's just all accuracy. If it's not where it should be, then Metcalf has to stop and start.
I really think, you can see the play and appreciate
DK Metcalf, he's going to be a difference maker tomorrow.
hustle of all parties involved.
I don't think none of the Browns
DK has a finisher's mentality.
defensive backs can handle him.
Settings, no matter where he catches the ball on the field, he gets the speed and finishes and works on that component of his game. And if you see Calvin and
that man is fast.
Just the people that were working downfield
And a
finish
stud.
the play off really speaks to the culture that we're trying to create in terms of finishing. Whether you have the ball in your hand or you don't, that's the component of the play that stands out for me.
All right, defensively, you're going to get some good news this week with both Joey Porter Jr. back and Alex Highsmith, although Herbeck's been doing a very good job.
Jalen Ramsey's back also, so we got all our cornerbacks back.
Defensively with snaps.
That's a great problem to have. The lack of players is the problem. It was really good, for instance, to get Deshaun Elliott back last week. He was very impactful in terms of what happened with us. He had a sack fumbling. And
Tomorrow I'll be at Sports Cafe in Atlanta.
To that mix.
Live game reaction.
Full strength. And meanwhile, some other guys have gained some
Join in.
experience, and we've been forced.
Especially if you're a big time Steeler or Browns fan.
But it's all growth in that process. And so as we get some of these players back and we continue to find cohesion, man, it's just really double thumbs up for us. We'll worry about sorting out the reps on a week-to-week like basis.
The other thing is the physicality of the game has increased. It looks like, I mean, you talk about Derek Harmon, the role he's played in as a pure rookie. That whole defensive.
Glad we got Derek Harmon back too. He was out also.
Yeah, there's really no secret why we kind of put him in the starting lineup unusually soon. You know, we reported the training camp and we listed him as a starter. We just had that level of, comfort with what he was capable of doing.
He's going to terrorize Dylan Gabriel tomorrow.
Solidify that for us. It's good to have him back as well.
Steelers' #1 draft pick
the first couple of weeks
this year.
I just feel with last week being his second game back, I just feel a nice trajectory of his performance as well. And so it's reasonable to expect that to continue.
Steelers win 24-21 in Dublin. They're 3-1 on top of the AFC North.
Now, what surprised me is Mike Tomlin thinks very highly of Dylan Gabriel.
We'll talk about that with Coach Tomlin coming up. I'm Missy Matthews and send it back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Bob. And from London to Acrisure for the Browns, where they have lost their last 21 regular season games in Pittsburgh.
21!
Coming up later in the show,
We needed to be 22.
Browns rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel, who is the only QB in NFL history to make his first career start in an international game. Don't go anywhere.
He did good last week, y'all. He did good. We're going to come up in here and talk about this Cleveland Browns game.
Welcome back.
For copyright reasons, I cannot have any commercial ads planned.
First taste of AFC North football will take place on Sunday as they return to Acrisure Stadium. It'll be against the Browns, who will want to play physical, especially with the NFL's #1 ranked run defense. For much more on this Week 6 matchup, let's send it back to Bob and Coach. Guys.
All right, Missy, thanks very much. Cleveland is up next and the first of all AFC North Division matchups. So, Coach Tom, let's talk about that. But first, I'm going to put it from an Aaron Rodgers perspective because that's a good defense you're going to be going up against. What does he mean? You watch cadence, you watch how he kind of can neutralize with some defenders.
Aaron's been playing a lot better than last year.
In that regard, how helpful is Aaron Rodgers in that?
His experience and expertise in that space is not only helpful to him, but it's helpful to us as a collective. His ability to utilize cadence to gather information, to undress disguises.
Aaron Rodgers is actually older than Joe Flacco by a year.
It's just very helpful.
But he's playing a hell of a lot better than Joe Flacco.
Has been around the architect of that defense. He was in division with Aaron when he was the head coach in Detroit. And so I'm sure he is highly familiar with Aaron Rodgers and some of the things that he's capable of. And that's why we're preparing with such an edge this week in respect to the matchup.
That matchup will have a very good defensive team. We've seen that with Myles Garrett leading the way here.
I call him the Terminator. It's a bad man.
Really good players and really good schematics, to be succinct. Myles Garrett is a game record. He alters your schematics. He certainly does. You better be conscious of him, particularly in one-dimensional.
Look at him. Look at the Terminator.
First, you better work.
That's a bad man.
Passing circumstances, but when in it, you better proceed with caution. And I think Jim Schwartz, being a veteran coordinator that he does a nice job of highlighting the strengths of his group, whether it's Myles or
Schwartz is a hell of a defensive coordinator also.
Really
Much respect.
Of utilizing his guys, playing off their strengths, utilizing schematics where maybe they fall short. That's what good experienced coordinators do. And so I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Delpit, for example. They got really good players at all levels, and they got an experienced, good coordinator in Jim Schwartz.
And Devin Bush is their second leading tackler, so he's gone.
Devin Bush used to be our linebacker in Pittsburgh a couple of years back.
What's the difference from the last time you saw him?
I just think he's healthy. That's a knee injury that he suffered while he was a member of our football team. Was really catastrophic for him. He had to regain his footing and in some ways reestablish himself. You're never purely the same on the other side of major injury. And so I think what we're looking at is just him adapting and adjusting.
If you like
I saw him in Seattle
pregame preview, appreciate it if you can hit that thumbs up button.
I'm happy for him, but it's just a sign of how significant, particularly knee injuries can be. It can derail you not only for that year, but for a couple of years as you regain your professional footing.
Baker Mayfield left that organization. They've gone through 9 starting quarterbacks. The latest is Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, also, Joe Flacco got traded to the.
I'm sure
he got benched for poor play, and he got traded to the Cincinnati Bengals last week. So actually, he's starting this Sunday for the Bengals.
I think that he processes in a timely manner. He's a uniquely experienced for a rookie. First of all, he's a 6-year college player. He threw for 18,000 yards in college, 155 touchdowns, 32 interceptions. And so, that's a lot of in-helmet perspective and play. And so I think the thing that I think about when I watch him play is first and foremost, he's uniquely experienced for a rookie. And I think it shows in his play. And I think his superpower is processing. The timeliness and the fluidity of his processing allows him and them to function without negativity. And I think that's certainly the reason why they went to him.
Let's talk about their run game. Quinshawn
Junkins is a beast.
Always produce good players.
I watched every game so far of the Browns.
He's not operating like a rookie. He's
from Ohio State.
To read his offensive line very well.
Think about this. He's played in 4 games. He missed the opener. He started 3 games. He had absolutely no training camp. And so what you're looking at is pretty spectacular. I don't think he
ran over 100 yards rushing last week
transpiring with him
against the Vikings.
But certainly we were well aware of his talents. I have 2 of his former teammates on our team. But it just speaks to the talent that group had. We saw Henderson a couple of weeks ago in New England. That was a special group, and certainly he was a major component of it, and he's quickly establishing himself as a major component of what they're doing in Cleveland.
They used a lot of tight ends. David Njoku obviously comes to mind. You've had experience with him. But another rookie out of Bowling Green, Fannin Jr., all of a sudden is taking opportunities that I don't know he was going to get.
Yes, we have scouted this Browns team very well.
He's one of these oversized positionless athletes that kind of comprise the tight end position in today's game at times. Brock Bauer, I think, reflects that in Vegas, and he's probably the prototype.
Fanning can play running back, tight end, wide receiver. He's done it all so far this year for him.
Fits that mold, and that's one of the reasons why we were really excited about acquiring him. He's a tough matchup. He's too athletic at times for linebackers.
Hey, put in the comments. I think I got the comment filter open.
And so that's why.
Let me know who you think is going to win, Steelers or the Browns.
At Bowling Green, his Bowling Green tape is spectacular.
All right, Coach, thanks very much for that. Cleveland up next. When we come back, Missy, it's time for the keys to this game. We'll have it shortly. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, guys. Aaron Rodgers is 3-0 as a starter against Cleveland, but that was all with Green Bay. Needless to say, however, he threw 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in each of those 3 matchups against the Browns. And speaking of QBs, the Browns started a new one last week and traded another one this week. Up next, Merrill Hodge gives us the lowdown on rookie Dillon Gabriel, who the Steelers will face on Sunday. Stay with.
So, hey, let me know who you think's going to win. Browns or the Steelers? Either way it goes, it's going to be one hell of a battle.
With immaculate prediction, the Steelers predicted game that gives you a chance to win some great prizes. Here's one of this week's questions. Will Patrick Queen or Peyton Wilson have more tackles on Sunday? Head to the Steelers mobile app now to compete against all of Steelers Nation. This week's first place prize is 2 tickets to the home game against the Bengals. Good luck. Well, the Browns made a quarterback change last week. Dillon Gabriel became Cleveland's 41st different starting QB since 1999.
And Joe Flacco got traded to the Cincinnati Bengals.
For the Browns, which is the most in the NFL over that span. So what should the Steelers expect on Sunday? Let's send it to Merrill Hodge for this week's playbook.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. I'm born and raised from Pittsburgh.
Hi everyone, welcome into the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex for the playbook brought to you by Microsoft Copilot.
Live game reaction, 1 o'clock.
Now let's get to the playbook. The Cleveland Browns are coming to town. Dillon Gabriel.
Sports Cafe in Atlanta, Georgia.
Now coming out of college, I will tell you this about him. He
live watch party.
Position. 2 things he does very well. He anticipates things well. He processes things well. And he's very accurate. So I'll give you 3 things. Now, the one thing the Browns did is they try to keep things simple for him. I don't think they will build much on it. But this is what I think you can expect to see when he play the Browns on Sunday, and the Steelers are going to have to defend. They did a really good job of half-field reads. So let's show you what a half-field read is. They tried to keep it simple, and all he had to do is read half of the field. Now, by formation and motions, they would do some things to create some confusion in the back end. This is really a simple complex. You got a corner and an out route. The Vikings are playing man coverage, but they did a good job of protecting him. They didn't just keep 5 guys in. They'd keep 6 and 7 at times, and then release them late, and then have 2 defined runners. He didn't have to look at the entire field. He focused on one side.
Dillon Gabriel played good last week over in London.
So you got your corner and you got your flat.
A lot of pressure on him.
He reads that.
No turnovers.
Wins, gets him the ball quickly. Really good job on 3rd down as well. And then 1st downs, they did some misdirection. So they bring motion and they make it look like run, and they release the back out of the backfield. And what this complicates is that it looks like run initially, so it paralyzes the box. That's what freezes the running back right here. And even the tight end gets a free release. So there's really only 2 routes. He boots to it. He's going to move to his left, and the running back is going to be wide open really quick. He
go Junkins again.
They get an explosive play from the backfield. So that was
he may end up getting rookie of the year.
Open things up is when they got into scoring territory. And the reason for that is because the field is condensed. So it's harder to get quick pressure in his face. Because keep in mind, he is 5'9", 5'10". He's not very tall, not very big. So if you push pressure in his face, it's hard for him to see in the middle of the field and down the field. But in this case, he get the ball out so quick, he'll be okay. And he's a really good processor. So this is a great example of it. It kind of looks like they are in a zone coverage initially, but they use motion to identify what they end up going in. And what they end up going to is man coverage. So he starts to left, but then he works right back to the middle of the field because he knows his tight end, if he wins with his safeties being split, that's probably the guy that he wants to throw the football to, which he does.
Gabriel played really good for his first game last week.
He ends up throwing a touchdown to the tight end. So they did a lot of good things. They'll build on this. But the key will be for the Steelers to handle the stuff that they've seen on tape and then deal with all the things that they build on going forward.
And you can catch more of Merrill's playbooks on the
All right, I just wanted to share that with y'all.
Well, the bye week has been good to the Steelers under Coach Tomlin. They are
I'll be doing a live game reaction in Atlanta, Sports Cafe, 1 o'clock. Watch party. You're able to tap in, join in. I'm Randy Prentice, host of Premier Sports Talk. Y'all have a good evening.